You are listening to the Novel Writing Podcast, episode 62. Grab a cup, cozy up, and let's get to writing. Today's episode is the 58th of 60 daily episodes that pair with the videos of Haley's 60-day novel writing challenge. You can watch the first 5 days of the challenge for free on Haley's YouTube channel, and the link to that is in the description. Day 58 of the challenge is about satisfying endings. The end, you say? It must be a satisfying one, please. One deliciously wrapped up ending to go. Having a satisfying ending doesn't mean it's a happy ending. Not always. A satisfying ending just means that you've resolved the main plot and conflict of the book before writing the end at the end of your manuscript. You can absolutely end a book on a cliffhanger, but please only do this if you're writing a series. The trick with having a satisfying ending that includes a cliffhanger is that the cliffhanger does not leave the plot of the book unresolved. My second book, The Prophet's Ruin, ends on a cliffhanger, but the main plot of the story concludes before that cliffhanger lands in the reader's lap. The Scholomance series by Naomi Novik also end on cliffhangers. The second book ends on such a massive cliffhanger that it's so just dumped in your lap by the very last sentence, but it's done so well that I could honestly not be mad. I was impressed. Novik beautifully wrapped up the entire plot of the second book right before the last sentence. But that last sentence turned the ending into a cliffhanger that made me want to scream for the third and final book in the trilogy. If you're interested in reading the Scholomance series, you can find the links in the description. The timing of endings and resolutions are important too. There's equal terror in a reader when you've reached the climax but there's 100 pages left, and having 2 pages left but nothing has been resolved. A satisfying ending puts the climax close enough to the end of the book that it's not going to drag out the ending, but far enough away that you as the reader have enough time to come down from the high of the climax without getting bored. Remember that the ending should make sense and resolve the clues you place throughout the story. This is another reason why I hated the ending of Caraval. It was not predictable, and it left me supremely unsatisfied. So much so that I didn't even read the sequels to the book. Another example of yoinking satisfaction from the reader would be if J.K. Rowling had ended Harry Potter with Harry waking up in the cupboard under the stairs. Years of academy training wasted. We don't want to feel like we've wasted our time as readers, so don't pull a cheap trick like that. If you're doing a standalone and you want an epilogue, don't be afraid to think outside the box. The epilogue to my 230,000-word Harry Potter fanfiction was essentially a bunch of news clippings from the Daily Prophet, showing what happened to all the main characters after the story wrapped. Epilogues really only work for standalones or the last book in a series, so be intentional about how and when you use epilogues. And lastly, there's a difference and a line between writing to your genre, or writing to market, and writing what you want to read, and writing, honestly, what you want to write. If you've always had the end of a story in your head, but you've never seen another book end like that, don't cater to the whims of book trends in your genre. Write what you want to write, and write what you want to read. And you'll end up with readers who love it too, despite it not being a cookie-cutter novel. We don't want cookie cutters. We want memorable stories. That's it for this companion episode to Satisfying Endings. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow for day 59. Thanks for listening to the Novel Writing Podcast. If you're ready to stop struggling and start finishing your novel, check out the 60-Day Novel Writing Challenge. It's a step-by-step program designed for solo writers to complete their first draft with clarity and focus. Visit the link in the description to learn more.